Hey guys, welcome back to the Chaotic Kitz channel, where I'm Michelle and I commit my life here on YouTube as I try to become a full-time author while also traversing the world's multiple personalities. If that sounds interesting to you, stick around. But today, well, technically yesterday, I allowed Grace, one of my alters, to come out and work on her books, and I hope you guys enjoy. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Bye! Guys, today is the 13th of June. It is a Friday. So, okay, let me just kind of set the, introductions of this almost. So I went for a walk today. I was playing Pokemon Go because whenever I go for walks, I like to play Pokemon Go. It just kind of helps me, not overthink my walks because sometimes when I'm thinking, I get overwhelmed and it kind of can cause problems. Not necessarily because of any reason in particular, it's just if I overthink things, I get a little sporadic. So to help calm that, I go for walks, and usually I go play some Pokemon Go, which typically helps me, except whenever I'm fighting Giovanni, whenever that happens, because I had to just fight him today. And I'm just like, I don't like fighting Giovanni. Sorry, I could go on a whole rant about this. But I was just walking, I was playing Pokemon Go, I enjoyed it. I did like half an hour to an hour walk. And then I got home and I was laying in bed and I'm like, this doesn't feel right. I feel like I spent literally all this morning doing nothing. And I feel like the last several weeks I've been doing nothing. So I'm like, why am I just sitting in bed all the time? And I know I've been on the more depressed side of life right now. Not necessarily because of anything in specific. It's just it's that time of the year, I guess. I don't know. Haven't had this for a while, but I literally haven't really been doing anything. Let me just take out my little journal here that I use to keep word count on. The last time I did consistent writing was back in May 17th was the last time I did consistent writing. And then ever since then, it's been a day a week. And it's usually typically been Sunday that I've been working. This week, though, I worked the 7th and the 11th, and I'm just like, I just need to do something more with my life. Instead of just laying in bed watching YouTube all day. So, that's what we're gonna do. And I think another reason why this is coming on is because to be honest, I haven't been watching, good YouTube channels, I feel like. This morning I spent a lot of time watching drama channels, which I'm like, I know it causes me problems. Why do I watch it? I don't know. I like watching it. I like listening to people's drama, and then having my input in my head, and having everybody else's input in my head, too, so it's just chaos. But yeah, I'm just like, I need to do something. I can't keep listening to all these drama channels, and then somehow that subconsciously makes me overanalyze things, because, the things that I'm watching are, people saying other people are faking DID. Which, I'm not saying I have DID, but I'm also saying, it's something that's been on my feed lately, and I'm just like, I don't know, for some reason I'm like, oh, if it's on my feed, I have to watch it, kind of thing. I don't even know. But so I'm watching this and I'm like, is this, if I become famous on YouTube, is this what people are going to think of me? I don't know. It's a whole thing. But I'm like, I am going to not think about all that, and I'm just going to write. Because, I don't even know if this is going to sound right, but I want my life to be more writing than it is mental health. But that is not saying that mental health, I'm just going to, push it into a dark corner and just let it hopefully die. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I am going to try to balance both of them together, but also not solely think about mental health all the time. Because, lately, since I haven't been writing, I've been solely thinking about my mental health. I've been thinking, oh, I can't do this because I don't have, I'm just all sorts of ranty today. But I want to become an English teacher one day. Not necessarily, I want to, I have an idea. I want to be, a elective teacher for schools. Like, I want to teach 1 year at each school, like, around me. I want to teach them creative writing for a class. And that's what I want to do. And then, like, as I do each one of these classes around the schools, I want to then do a scholarship with that school for those kids in that class to be like, okay, you were in my class, you're a senior, I'll give you $1,000 to follow your dreams if you want to do a writer, if you're not, kind of thing. Obviously, I'm not in that stage of life to be able to do that, but that is something I want to do with my goal. Like, in my life, I want to be able to do that. And I'm thinking here, like, I'm somebody who can barely make it into 2 days of work, 2 days a week, 4 hours. And I'm just like, I want to be better. I really want to be better. And, like, I keep saying I want to be better, I want to be better, I want to be better, but I'm not taking the actions to get better. And so, what does that mean exactly? I don't know. I have mental health books that I want to read to hopefully get me to a place where, like, I feel more confident in my body. I can't remember all the books, but there's one that's like complex PTSD, then there's healing trauma. There was another one like healing your inner child, I think. And, like, those are 3 aspects of my life. I don't think I have I don't know. I don't feel like I have PTSD, but then again, whenever people talk about PTSD, it sounds similar to what I've got. Or, like, trauma and stuff. I don't know. I am not an expert, and even those that I think are experts, I don't feel like are actually experts. Does that make sense? I don't know. But what I'm basically saying is I really need to get my life back on track. So today, the 13th of 13th of June, I am going to I'm going to take the next week to really fully dedicate into my mental health and, like, into my writing life as well. So my dad is going on vacation, so we're not going to be working on the house, which I find super grateful. I'm tired of working on the house. But this means I'll have time to do what I want to do, and I want to get back into writing. So what I'm going to do is do exactly that. I'm going to get back into writing. I'm going to listen to some audiobooks while I'm reading, if not listening to my usual YouTube. But I'm going to be listening, and, like, I need to get out of it. I don't even know if this is making sense. I just need to get out of here, get creative again, and hopefully at night I will then decide to actually listen to, like, I'm planning on listening / reading and annotating the 3 books that I have for mental health and piling those together to give me some sort of idea on what I need to do. I think that's what I need to do. I don't know. I just need to I need to immerse myself into these books. Not saying I'm going to only do that for the whole night, because I need to have more enjoyment, and listening to nonfiction books about mental health sounds scary. I've been talking for 8 minutes. I don't know if this is making any sense. But I'm guessing what I'm saying is we're getting into probably a nighttime writing session, I think. Well, it's not nighttime. It's 1 o'clock. It's 1:30 actually. So, the afternoon writing session with me. We are going to be working on Grace's book. This is our young adult Christian fiction book. We're on chapter 7. We're at 8,793 words. Yeah. So I will see you guys whenever I get done with writing or feel like I have something else to update you guys on. See ya. Okay, guys, so it's about 45 minutes later, and I have currently written 1,000 words. Hi, my name's Grace. I am an altar within our system. I currently write the YA contemporary Christian fiction books. So whenever, I'm the one, like I said, I'm the one who writes this book series, and I'm the one who's out right now. So whenever I typically write, or when I like to write, I'm different from Grace and Maris. I mean, not from Grace, I am Grace. Different from Shelley and Maris. But I prefer writing a certain chapter, taking like a 10-15 minute break, or maybe even a 30-minute, just watching a video, then going back and rereading what I wrote. and editing and tweaking it how I want it. But yeah, so I got done with my first writing session. It took me about 45 minutes to write 1,000 words. And I just introduced a new character to the story. So, with this book series that I'm writing, I have intentions for it to be a 4-book series, with all, like, following this, like, I think they're juniors, almost senior year of high school for these kids. I think they're juniors. I could be wrong. I feel like they're juniors. I'm pretty sure I made them juniors. But, like, this junior year of high school, and we're meeting these kids as they're falling into their scriptures, pretty much. Or, like, falling into their Catholic faith. Some of them were, like, so, like, they're all taking place in a Catholic school, and, like, it's just different perspectives of different kind of kids that would go to a Catholic school, even though some don't necessarily, like, this is not just because they're Catholic, like, I just wanted a more Catholic faith, like, Christian faith, because I am Catholic and stuff, but each story's different, so, like, the first book we're following is JJ. JJ is not a Catholic. He was never born and raised, like, he was never really born and raised with a faith. But his grandfather is actually a deacon, and now he put him into the church into the school that he teaches at, or, like, is the deacon of. And, JJ has to go through this whole turmoil of, like, hating his grandfather in the beginning and eventually falling to a place that he actually enjoys being around his grandfather. I'm not saying love, because I feel like a year time frame or however long it's going to take, I don't feel like he can get to the place of love. But I feel like his place to, like, being like, oh, this is why you did it, and then, okay, maybe I can hang out with you and stuff. But this book, I have no intentions of having any romance in it. Even though I'm pretty, like, I feel whenever I was searching books, I feel like all these books that were Christian fiction books all had something to do with romance. But this is more, not like a romance, like, between a guy and a girl or whatever. But this is more like a, like, relationship between a grandson and a grandfather. And also between a boy and his faith. But the other 3 books in the series, I got plans to do following a character who has got depression and is suicidal. I've got one that is kind of a goody two-shoes, but just having her fall deeper into her faith. Or, like, not necessarily falling deeper into her faith, but, like, so there's 2 characters that are very similar, but also very different. So, I believe that some people are blessed with the ability to, like, hear spirits and, like, see things that aren't necessarily there. Not, like, in a, like, on our case, mental health issue ways. But, like, let's just take us, for example, when we were in high school. You can believe this or not. We were in high school, and we very clearly remember seeing our grandpa, this grandpa was actually a great-grandfather, and he passed away, like, years before I was born. But he met my oldest brother, and he kept repeating, "Tiger, tiger, tiger," to me. Or to us, I guess. And at that point, I was like, this is real. I asked my mom about it, could physically feel him, and smell him, and I could get his attributes, I can see him and all that kind of stuff. And he was telling me this. But that's kind of what one of the characters can do, is, like, she can see spirits and also understand them as well. And then there's another one who I'm not entirely sure what her belief is. I think she's just going to be what she can do, but I think she's going to have very similar abilities to her. But hers are just not as pronounced, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But there's going to have something to kind of deal with that, and, like, how this one girl, like, necessarily doesn't, like, full on, I don't know exactly. I haven't really thought about those 2 books. I can't say. And also, I'm kind of fading in and out right now. But yeah, so we're going to take a little break. Maybe I'll come back and tell you about this later. I just need to take a break and relax a little bit. So I will see you guys later, okay? Bye. Hey guys, so it is 3:19, okay, 3:20 now. I got done doing Grace's, like, evening sprints, or I don't even know if it's necessarily evening sprints or, like, afternoon sprints, because, like, typically we wouldn't do this, so I don't know. This new normal we're trying to seek, I don't really know what we're going to call it. But we wrote 1,331 words to Grace's story. We wrote chapter 7. Will we write more today? I don't know. We probably should, but will we? I don't know. We like watching our YouTube and just laying in bed. But, you know, I'm kind of tired of laying in bed all day. So, I don't know. But, you know, 1,000 words for like, not writing in, like, weeks is pretty good. Well, okay. I lied. We did write on the 11th. Like, we wrote 800 words on the 11th. But, you know, 1,000 words today is pretty good at, like, from 1 to 3 o'clock-ish. So, yeah, that's pretty good. Will I come back? I don't know. Is this the end of the video? I don't know. I will talk to you guys later, okay? Bye. Okay, so that is going to conclude today's video of letting Grace come out and, well, not really document, but come out and write in her books. I felt, speaking as somebody who is the next day and someone who's not Grace, I feel like it was a very productive writing session. Personally, for me, I would like it if we wrote more words throughout the day and, like, did more than just one writing session at a time. But considering we started the morning, like, not doing anything and not wanting to do anything, and then coming in at, like, 1 to 3 doing stuff, it felt pretty good. But I'm sitting here now, the 14th, so the Saturday, and I've got plans to probably do at least 2 different writing sessions, one with Shelly and one with Maris. So that's the game plan today. But that's all I've got to say for Grace. We are at a grand total of 10,123 words, which we've reached the 10,000 word mark. I didn't realize that until I read off the numbers. I'm not entirely sure what Grace's goal is with the story length. Obviously, it's hard to say because I'm not Grace, so I can't really be like, oh, Grace is wanting blank, blank words, you know? But based on where we are, we're far from, like, the climax or anything like that, so we've got a little ways to go. Well, it's not a little, we got a long ways to go. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I don't know, sitting at the word count, I'm just like, I feel like, I don't even want to say we, like, reached the inciting incident, because it's not the inciting incident. We're in, like, I don't know, I can't even remember all the stages of Save a Cat. But honestly, I feel like with Grace, we're just writing the story how we want to tell it. And right now we're setting up the world a little bit. Like, we have the inciting incidents where, like, JJ is going to have to go to Catholic school. And now we're kind of understanding why he hates his grandpa. Or, like, how he's, not necessarily his grandpa, he doesn't call him his grandpa, but, like, how he's hating his grandpa. And I feel like, because, like, so we were rating chapter 7 yesterday. And from chapters 1 to 7, it takes, like, is this time span of, like, I don't know, like, maybe a couple hours, a couple hours long. Even then, it's only, like, a couple minutes. Like, it's a super quick time, but lots of wording, lots of words, mostly because JJ is a very, like, introspective, I think is what I'm wanting to call. I don't know. He's just very much in his head all the time, and so it's just, I'm struggling with words. He's very much an introspective person who's, like, overanalyzing everything, and then sometimes he'll say stuff, but he's kind of a chicken to say it too. But yeah, so we're starting off day 1 of school. So yeah. But we wrote, like, 1,331 words yesterday, which is good. Yeah, I don't feel Grace around me right now, but we are recording this the next day. So I don't know if she has anything to say, but we will see you guys in the next video where maybe Grace will be, I mean not Grace, where Maris might be doing rating, I don't know. Our dad is going on vacation coming up in like 4 days. So we are going to be able to do a lot more rating sessions. So we might be getting back into weekly vlogs, or at least doing like more regular writing sessions with you guys. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time, okay? Bye!